Hey there, welcome to another session of our webinar series on data and research. In our previous webinars, we've talked about some general tips and shared our experience in the world of data science jobs. Today, let's turn our focus to survey research, our go-to method for collecting data in social sciences research. We've got some handy tools like Google Forms, the popular Qualtrics, and some other gems like Alchemer, also known as Survey Gizmo, which I've used at my current institution. In today's session, we're diving into the often overlooked auto-reporting function within these platforms. We'll take a closer look at the features in the auto survey reports and figure out how to level them up even more. Before we get into today's presentation, here's a quick reminder. If you find anything valuable in this video, give it a thumbs up. Your feedback is crucial for me to fine-tune future webinars. Thank you in advance. All right, let's jump right in. The entire webinar is divided into 3 parts. First is a quick demo of the auto survey report function in various survey software. Following that, we'll spend the majority of our time exploring tricks to enhance the quantitative analysis within those auto survey reports. Specific R codes for group differences analysis will be shared later, which is often necessary to bring out the complexity and diversity revealed from our survey data. In the last part, we'll shift our focus to qualitative analysis in the auto-generated report and critique its shortcomings and discuss other stuffs related to that. I'll be sharing both R codes and reporting templates to address the deficiencies discussed of the qualitative analysis part of the auto survey reports. Let me show you first how those auto survey reports look like on different survey softwares. So this is the Alchemer version of the auto survey report, and this is just a snapshot of Qualtrics report and our free familiar Google form. So these are generated using fake survey data, just for demonstration purpose. The best part of these auto survey reports for me is that they're generated automatically the moment you close your survey. That means you can get results in the survey report without having to manually crunch the numbers yourself. It's a significant difference, especially for those ad hoc surveys you need to put together for a speedy insight into, for example, a program evaluation or student experiences feedback. However, when we look closer at those reports, you may notice that the charts and visualizations are quite decent, but on the other hand, they are generated without much of a customized content. So although they are generated for each question in the survey using the original survey questions and options, there are times when we might want to adjust the default content a bit, like grouping some of the survey options together for a cleaner appearance. And that leads to our first trick in enhancing these auto reports. The first way, again, to enhance the auto survey report is to clean the generated analysis by combining survey options. For example, in Alchemer, you have the option to tweak how the answers appear in the layout setting here. So for example, in this chart, we can group somewhat connected and very connected to just one single category called connected. The reason why you might want to do that is for the convenience of reporting. Say combining survey options can simplify the presentation, making it easier for the audience to comprehend. such as how connected students feel with their university in this particular example question on the slide. While I recognize that retaining the original Likert scale groups provide more detailed information, there are situations where summarizing the findings by combining several answers together becomes necessary. So that's the first kind of tip. The second one, the second strategy to enhance the auto-generated survey report involves creating cross tables or conducting group difference analysis. Unfortunately, you won't find this group difference analysis function in Google Form or Alchemer yet, maybe because they are more budget-friendly software options. On the flip side, Qualtrics offers a feature to break out a question analysis based on a group, for example, in this case, the gender, asked by another question or previously loaded background information about the respondents. Now, if your institution does not have access to Qualtrics, like my institution, we don't use Qualtrics, you might have to roll up your sleeves a bit and download the raw survey responses to manually work on these cross-table examinations or group difference analysis. So in our next webinar, we'll delve into the steps of doing the group difference analysis using raw data, and I'll share the exact R code for you to copy and use directly. Before that, let's finish our discussion of the auto survey reports. So that's the Alchemer or Google form if you don't have the Qualtrics. You need to use the raw data. So the last kind of discussion of the auto survey reports is the qualitative analysis. Let's start by exploring how qualitative data is analyzed in the auto survey report. Typically, you'll come across a word cloud. If you are using Qualtrics, you can take it a step further, actually, beyond just word frequency and have some sentiment analysis. This sentiment analysis reveals whether a frequently mentioned word carries a positive or a negative tone, as you can see in this kind of bubble chart. However, upon closer examination of those word cloud or the bubbles displaying topics and their tones, you might still feel a bit confused about what the qualitative data is really telling us. For example, when you spot the word attend, how does it correlate with other words like time and meet? Additionally, so even though the sentiment analysis can inform us about the general sentiment towards a particular word, we still need to understand what aspect of, let's say, burger here, which is the first bubble here in the chart, the respondents find positive or negative about, what aspect about it. So lastly, there's Google Form, which is free and does not come with any built-in qualitative analysis. It just hands you the raw text from what respondents typed in their survey responses. So let's wrap up and hit the key point here. We need to improve the qualitative analysis in the auto-generated survey report. And remember a few slides ago when I promised to share the R codes for group difference analysis? So that's exactly what our next webinars is all about. It's in a separate webinar because all of these processes and solutions happen outside of the survey software, involving the use of raw data for analysis. Just like what's listed here, I have come up with 3 ways to enhance the auto survey reports outside of the software. In our upcoming session, we'll dive into the steps and codes for conducting group difference analysis using raw data first. Then we'll roll into the process honing in on qualitative data and conducting qualitative analysis. Finally, I'll also share a template for summarizing research findings and data reporting. Stay tuned. as I'll be posting the second webinar around next week. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss out. Thank you.